is more just. Okay. Now, I understand that there is some tension within the Greens about this. It doesn't seem like the National Greens have adopted this policy. It seems like it's just a New South Wales Greens thing. What's going on with that? Can we hope that the National Greens will be adopting, this policy and running with it too?
I'd like to think so. It's been part of our New South Wales policy platform for a long time, but it's also been part of our Australian Greens policy platform for quite a while. They just haven't taken it and turned it into a solid initiative or campaigned on it in a particular way. They have looked at it for a very long time, and I think they've fallen into that trap of looking at jobs guarantee versus UBI as though they are incompatible. And again, I don't believe that they are. So I'm certainly pushing for them to embrace this, but I think it can be difficult when you are...
On that point, so someone like Bill Mitchell, who is the boss of the MMT people in Australia, more or less, it seems his idea of a jobs guarantee is that not only do you not need a UBI, but then you don't even need an unemployment payment. So it really is, if you don't work, you don't eat. Taking, a very hard line on, clamping down on idleness, and, what they would have called sturdy beggars back in, Victorian England or whatever. And so there is a philosophical difference between people who promote the jobs guarantee and people who promote basic income. So I'd like to get your thoughts on that philosophical difference, but also I think earlier you seemed to be saying that if you have a jobs guarantee, you still need a basic income. But if you have a basic income, do you need a jobs guarantee?
It's a very good question. Just on that last question, I think it depends on whether there are other measures in place to allow people to get the skills training and the work experience that they need. So I think that's important, but I don't think a jobs guarantee is the only way to achieve that. So yeah, we'll see. But I would never want to see a jobs guarantee without a universal basic income first, because I really think that it would have major problems by itself.
Okay, and another policy that's often contrasted and put in a UBI versus blank format is universal service provision. So don't give people universal basic income, just give them free housing, guaranteed housing, guaranteed electricity, guaranteed internet. And I bet that your answer is going to be again that, well, we can have both, right? Is that more or less right?
We can and should. What we don't want to see is a universal basic income that replaces those essential services. And we've seen some conservative models of UBIs, which I'm sure you're aware of, where they basically see it as some kind of marketized voucher system where instead of the state providing anything, you just have to pay for everything, but you get given a certain amount of money to go and pay. It's we don't want to see that. I think the jobs guarantee is still very much set within that conservative economic framework, whereas a universal basic income turns it on its head and actually acknowledges that we've been traveling in the wrong direction and we need to treat people in a different way. I also think universal basic income is more compatible with the future, not just automation, but also just the different way that people are working. So yeah, I think it's more future ready than a jobs guarantee.